Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. So today is going to be a nice quick easy video in regards to choosing a faction. Okay, when you're in a faction it makes a world of a difference if it's big, if it's small, if it's active, if it's inactive, and who the players are, right? It makes a world of a difference on how big you are in a faction versus how big the other people are. You know, the kill ranking makes a difference. You know, everything adds up and everything has a purpose in this game. Okay, so one of the most important things, right, what people don't realize is the difference between growing and not growing can be your faction, right? So if you have an active faction which, you know, there's some spenders in there, even if you don't spend yourself, if you're in a big faction what there are spenders, have a look at this, guys. I haven't claimed these for like 5 hours, 10 hours, something like that, something along them lines, pretty much since I went to sleep. So let's claim all, let's open all, right? So these are all the purchase packs from a faction. Well, I'm going to be honest with you guys, that's the worst one I've probably ever seen. To be fair, that's probably the worst one I've ever seen. But if we look at it, like, look at all this faction contribution we've got from it, right? We've got resetters, we have some speed ups, bigger speed ups, some energy, handcuffs, liquor, and gold. So normally we do get a lot more than just that. Normally we get thousands of gold, but nonetheless, that's just to kind of give you an idea, right? So this happens multiple times every day of me claiming these things, right? And then this is just from them hitting kingpens, a 1-day protection, you know, some more resources, speed ups, even a contract there. And then the main bit where you get loads of stuff from is the faction boxes here. Yeah, so 50k of that, 500 gold, 800 gold, some more resources, energy, anti-recon, which I always use, more speed ups. So it's the big gifts from your faction where you can get a lot, you know, but they have to be filling up this bar. Yeah, so as you can see, that's already going up now just from people claiming them all the time. So your faction has to be active to claim these gifts for that bar to go up, right? But you also need people to be purchasing packs, to be challenging kingpens all the time, for this to go up, for it all to work out, right, to benefit everybody, right? So a number one thing is you want to be in an active growing faction, right? So don't go too small, but don't go too big. You know, stay within your size range, right? So don't try and overdo yourself, don't underdo yourself, because if you overdo yourself and you go in a really, really big faction, they'll probably get rid of you. You know, you've got to be able to contribute and stick up to their requirements. Always check what requirements the faction has for the faction call up and for all the other events, right? Because you want to be able to get involved, stick in, and get the rewards for participating, okay? And then another thing is a lot of them will have donation, you know, requirements, stuff like that. So you want to be able to make sure that you can donate and keep on top of the rankings for people and stuff like that, yeah? Okay? So you want to make sure that they've got a good faction investment tree. Do you know, I haven't even seen this faction investment here. I've never seen this before. Faction investment skills can be used when the donation progress is full. Oh wow, okay. So that's pretty damn awesome, guys. But yeah, so you want to make sure that they've been maxing out their faction investment, right? So that's a big thing. So the bigger, older faction, kind of more established faction you go in, the more likely they are to have a better faction investment tree. And you'd be surprised, you do get a good bit of buffs from being in factions with good investment trees like this here. So reinforcement size plus 100k, that can make a lot of a difference. Your movement speed plus 5, transport speed plus 10%, investment speed plus 10% investment, you know, motor car movement station, whatever, HP, all this stuff. It makes a world of a difference, especially if someone's going to station you and help you. And then all the production, diamond production, everything, guys, it all, literally everything adds up to the max. Yeah, so they've maxed this out, but because we've moved on to this last section now, that's where these come in. Yeah, that's where these come in. So moral of the story, guys, you want to be in a nice active faction. This also has an extra buff because it's maybe won a Gulf War or something along them lines, or some sort of event. So it's got crew attack plus 4 and crew HP plus 4, which is a bonus, right? Everything is bonus. You can see by the honor wall of how they do in each event. You know, by the like Gulf War, faction call up. So that's something to look out for. And you can also see that when you look onto other people's factions too. If we go to FG2, let's have a look here. You can see here how they do as well, all right? So these are things to look at and check for. Look at the members in their faction? Do you know, have they got loads of people in R4? See what their management's kind of things are like, you know. See how they do it, right? Because, and ask questions first so you don't get stuck in there and then you kind of, you know what I mean, you're wasting your time. Yeah, so do your due diligence, do your checks, the 5Ps, preparation, prevents poor performance, before just joining the faction. But make sure to have a look around, you know. You can also go on to your underboss, click on rankings, global rankings, and then click on faction, and you can scroll through like that, and you can kind of see where everyone ranks in. You know, realistically, you kind of want to be in the top 100 faction for you then to be able to start growing and get loads of gold. So every single day I can come out with 10k plus gold, maybe more, 20, 30. You know, it comes all the time, and that's what you want from an active growing faction. Okay, you also want to be able to participate in the underground market at the highest level. Yeah, you want to have it at the highest level possible so you get the highest rewards. You know, everything makes a difference, you know, and the higher the faction is, the better odds they've got of doing well in events. And then when it comes to Glory of Oakvale, you'll do better in that, and then you'll get more rewards so you can buy things. You know what I mean? There's a lot what you can do in a big faction what you can't do in a small faction in theory, you know. And also, if you're a smaller player, you know, who are still learning, there's a lot more better people to learn from if you go up into a bigger faction. And it doesn't mean that you always have to be the main raid leader fighter all the time if you're not the #1 ranking. If you're the #1 ranking in your faction, that means that everyone's looking at you to do everything, to buy everything. It's going to cost you a lot more. Whereas if you're in the top 5, top 10, whatever it is, other people can also put in the hard work with you, you know. So it's something to think about. Look, we've already got another 5 gifts here, you know, to open up. Another turbo, some more faction contribution, resetters. It makes a big difference. So there's another one as well. It really does make a big, and another one. It makes a big difference, guys, yeah? Because when it comes to this, when you're a bigger player, you need more faction coins, you know, because you want to buy more international relocators, yeah, because they are very expensive. You also want to make sure that you can keep up with the special resetters, Governor War resetters, things like that. And even if you need to buy direct relocators, you can buy them from here too, you know. So everything plays its own part, because when you're resetting, you don't want to have to spend 1k gold every time. You'd rather want to go to here, go, you know what, let's bulk buy these, let's buy 5, so I know if I need to change, I can change. Because every single day I probably change my set a couple times, you know. I always make sure that I'm asleep on fighting set, on everything, because obviously I'm also in the public eye more than anyone else. Even though I'm really huge and I've got loads of troops, I still like to ensure that I'm set up for this, you know. So having a good faction where we can get loads of, you know, task points, you know, like tasks as well, you know, really helps, because that also gives you faction coins and resources and everything else. It all plays a part, you know. And I believe it also gives you XP as well if you need to rank up your underboss. Yeah, see, there you go as well. Right, so it gives you XP as well. So if you're in a bigger faction and they're active and they're doing everything, you're going to grow a lot more. You're going to max out these levels. You're going to get to the place where you want to be. But if you're limiting yourself staying at a smaller faction, you might not get there as quick as you want to. Also, shout out to Niklaus. What a guy. Love that guy. He's a legend, yeah. Pop a message in game. Tell him he's a legend, because he is. But other than that, guys, it's just food for thought, right? It's a video that people wouldn't really expect from me, but the faction can make a world of a difference, you know. It's good to be loyal, right? Always be loyal and stay true to the ones you need to, right? But if your faction isn't growing, they're not listening, they're not wanting to grow, you can always move, yeah? That's the great thing about the game, is you can move cities, also representing the Conor Farrington merch. You know it. But make the most of it, guys. This game is to have fun. Don't be pressured. Don't feel like everything's on you. It's a game. Pixels on the screen, yeah? Make the most of it. Have fun with it. And thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Join the Discord in the description.